about to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions, we'll get away.
Well, hey everybody, Captain Dave Schneider, It's a Guide's Life. How's everybody doing today? Listen, I'm out on another one of them secret little lakes for Lowrance in Central Florida today. Today I'm going to actually show you how it is I actually go about going through this process of logging sonar and uploading sonar images, and then how you can get them back to you from Lowrance and use them as base maps. Now these wind up being very accurate, very up to the minute, up to date contour lines of your favorite fishery. With keeping in mind that, you know, there's all kinds of really cool tools on the website that Lowrance has. I want to say it's Genesis. What is it? Was it Genesis something? There's a lot of different ways of doing this, and you can see here. You can see here on my graph. If you look right at this here, you can see I've got grid lines here. Those are actually grid lines that were provided by Lowrance, and just like putting in a base map or whatever of the lake, I put those grid lines in, and those are the grid lines that I know that they want me to follow. So that's kind of how I get this whole thing going. Say hey, Joanna. Hey, Joanna. There she is. So I've got Joanna's my little sidekick this afternoon, and we're gonna do this thing. This is a pretty open area, and we might be out here past dark tonight and try and get this baby knocked out. So
try to get it done.
We got warm clothes, we got some eats, we got everything we need. Got gas in the boat. Here we go. We'll be back. Well, listen, guys, one of the things, you know, I'm not going to be able to tell you a story about how awesome this is, because there's a level of monotony that goes with, you know, with a task like this. And, you know, everybody has different ways of dealing with these kinds of things. Ladies and gentlemen, there she is.
Didn't know that rod lock.
I'm in a real shallow portion of the lake right now. It's hard to run the outboard, so I got my main coat of mortar here, just going full speed and kind of cutting around. But you start the process by outlining the entire lake. So, which is if you're going to do an entire lake, and so you know you start the recording process, and you just I like to go around like you're mowing the lawn kind of thing, and go around the lake once, and then a second time, and then you start your cross section stuff. If you're doing your own personal stuff and it's just an area that you're kind of wanting to hide it from everybody, or well, you know, because you don't have to make them public, you can make them private. I recommend a cross grid. I mean, you get super accurate stuff. There are speeds that you can do things with. If you're interested in just sonar, you can travel up to about 20 miles an hour and get good sonar readings. I want to say that it's 10 miles an hour for structure scan if you want good structure scan. And then if you want to be able to do it, we got some cypress trees and stuff here. But if you want to get a situation where and this is, I think, is probably one of the most important components of this whole process, is the thing I value most, is if you want to go with bottom hardness, you can actually, it'll show you contours of bottom hardness, softer bottom versus harder bottom areas. And you need to be going about, I want to say it's either 12 or 15 miles an hour maximum speed in order to get good bottom composition. It'll show you grassy areas. It'll show you, it'll show you grassy areas. It'll show you, of course, and then the hard and soft bottom areas. I know that kind of stuff is really important to colder water species anglers. You know, walleye fishermen. You know, I know that there's times when soft bottom really important, because that's where a lot of their prey, the wigglers and things like that, and the mayfly larvae, they come up out of those soft bottom areas. Perch. For us bass fishermen, hard bottom, soft bottom, guys, I'm going to tell you, it's probably one of the things I talk about the least, but pay the most attention to when I'm using my electronics on the water, and that's where hard bottom and where soft bottom are. All right. Up front here, I'm just tracking my grid pattern. You can actually see the grid pattern that I'm following here. I'm on this lake here, and you can see that I've already made a pass. I'm marking high spots. Sometimes these things have, like, because this is a flowage, sometimes there's road beds or fence lines and things like that. If you can identify those, for me, if I can identify those, I'll mark them so that I don't run over them a bunch of times. So I know kind of when to be more cautious and what have you. But here we are. I'm almost done with my first pass all the way around. I'll do one more, and then I go quite a bit faster. I do my cross sections at about 15 miles an hour, and it goes pretty quick. Lowrance Genesis mapping here, they're most interested in the sonar. So anyway, Captain Dave, stick around. I'll be back. Say hey, Joanna.
Hey, Joanna.
Classic.
Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out.